What's up, guys and gals? Frosty510 here, and I'm at Tiny Tina's Wonderland screen. I'll try and speak clearly. Ooh. So this is a game I've played quite a bit, 86 hours in, mainly on one character. I focused on just using magic because I wanted to enjoy the game in a way that was different to every other Borderlands game. And I've got some pretty crap weapons, average weapons. What have I got? I'll show you what I got, but that doesn't matter. What matters is I'm doing a 86-hour in review, so, you know. Oh, stuff there. Look, I'm claiming lost loot. Oh, look, purple things. Oh, it's so wonderful. So good. So magical. And you'll think, oh look, that's all green. That's a good thing. I should equip that. But it doesn't have the right ability, the right enchantment. So much of the game isn't finding stuff that's good. As you probably already know. Maybe you don't know. That's fine. Maybe you haven't played the game or played any Borderlands titles, but generally it's about loot pinatas. So getting as much loot as you can and hoping some of it's good. And if it's not good, oh, I might keep that one. That's a good one. It's good, but not good enough. Okay. Yep. So I'm just gonna do what you spend most of the time doing. I feel like I spend probably 40% of my time marking weapons as trash and then getting rid of them. As you can see, I've got a shit ton, lots and lots and lots of these magic books. So these are all spells that I, will try different ones and try and find stuff that's good. Because, okay, I'll show you. Okay, I'm in chaos mode. I'm chaos level 31. So I haven't managed to get to 50. So it's like, I hit 31. Enemy HP is a lot more, and just 911% more damage. But it's mostly just the boss at the end of Chaos Chamber 31 to 32. Or is it? Yeah, 31 to 32 is a real pain in the ass. A real pain. He's a damage check. So basically, you need to be able to do so much damage. Otherwise, oh, what's that one? Otherwise, you can't really get past him. So he has a shield, and it constantly regenerates with this glowing blue bird, and it's really hard to tell when the bird is there. I mean, and even then, he can kill you so easily because, again, I'm on Chaos 31, so he's quite powerful. And you say, you need more electric shock weapons because they're good against electric, but they need to be good enough, they need to be volatile, and they need to be decent. So many things in this game are just not good in terms of the weapons. But I still think it's a great game. So I don't want to be too. I'm not going to be negative about it. I have played 86 hours for a reason because I enjoy the spells. So I'm going to just quickly have a look to see if there's any good. Oh yeah, and the stuff with red text has special effects, and yeah, I mostly just ignore that because I'm focusing on stuff that's just simpler, which is to my detriment. Okay, let's go outside and I'll show you some of my favourite spells. I don't mind the hub world. I think it's nice, Bright Hoof. I suppose I've beaten the campaign, so I've done all the story things. I'm not going to spoil what happens, There's no point. Would I recommend the game? That's probably the better way to do it. Gameplay, similar to other Borderlands, different in that you have spells, which spells are really nice. So I've got... So you have it as a different dimension. Now this little thing here is just a shielding aura thing. It heals me and keeps me alive. Which again, you need that. Which I tried a whole bunch of different combinations of spells against Uh, Son of a Witch is the name of the boss. He's very tough. So these are my best spells, and I wonder if it's really being really educational. I get Threads of Fate. Everyone uses that. That's nice. Just a stable spell. I've got ones that just spam. So all my weapons. I've just got some of these equipped because I throw them. So this one I just throw it. It's transformed into a pixie. Just trying to do continuous damage. SMG's a king. They're awesome. So I got this green ray, which is nice. I'll go over to the damage thing. People like to, see the damage thing. Okay, back to if the game's good. I beat the game, one character, started a new character, didn't want to do it. Couldn't get far. Just didn't enjoy it as a second character because I had to collect all the dice again. They did an update. Don't have to collect all the dice again, but the feeling is gone. The want to make a new character is gone. Especially because I'm so high level in terms of the chaos level that it's not really. I don't see the point. I don't want to go through all the chaos chambers again. So, like I've seen in Moxie's review, shout out to him. I should link it in the description, but and he's been probably the main content creator I've followed through this Borderlands journey, and he's been pretty hopeful, and I just wanted to say my thoughts and feelings. I don't like making new characters in this. It's pointless because you can change classes at any time. So it doesn't really encourage that kind of thing because you can just go in here and presets. Where R1? Here's that where? Where is it? I've got it wrong way. Alright, the point is you can change your skill tree, do all that stuff. I've got millions of orange items, but they're all garbage. Lots of chaotic. I should explain the mechanism of the chaos chamber. That's very smart. Alright, I'll look at the sun while I do that. I'll show you the best area in the game while I do that. So as you go up levels in the chaos, ascendancy, whatever you want to call it, you get a higher chance of getting better items. So you get more chance of getting chaotic, volatile, and then the final tier. So the problem is your chance is really low. So you have to get very far in before you can start getting volatile, and even then it's a very low chance. I really liked when the water drained. So yeah, I'm spoiling a tiny bit, but this just looks freaking cool as. When this bit happened, that was really cool. Like you actually you impacted the world, which is again not enough of. They couldn't design that kind of thing. They didn't have the budget to give you real, agency. You don't have any choice in it. You just play through. Something that Borderlands has always, I think, been lesser because you had no agency. And say in Borderlands 3, you just get strung along and do the same stupid. Your characters make the same stupid decisions, and you're just a passenger. You don't really matter at all. And at the end, you're not the one who saves the day in the end. So, so it's kind of one of those things. I could show you my weapons, but that doesn't really matter, does it? I would say all my weapons are not good. One chaotic. These are both chaotic, and they just slightly increase the numbers. So that's the difference between regular gear, chaotic gear. Same stats, except slightly increased. It's that tiny progression. So you stay level 40. They're still capped at 40. They didn't put it up, which is kind of annoying because as you'll see on my skill tree, even if I, put even number of skill points, I can't max out 2 trees, which is really frustrating. Something that I think it's something that's been in Borderlands a lot, is you've always been able to level up a couple more times so you can get 2 trees done. Just so you can get the final ability of both. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's a player versus enemy game, and you can do duels, but no one does. I don't do duels. It's disappointing that you can't make the most of 2 skill trees. And I've gone spell weaving demi-leech just for the dark magic. So I'm constantly doing dark magic damage. So you see that little red thing? See those red ones? Maybe it's not clear. But my build isn't focused on max damage, it's focused on cooldown. So the point being that I constantly spam. Okay, so we go. And both of my spells have an ability, if they hit a crit on an enemy, they get a cooldown gets cut. So it means that my crit chance is pretty high. For my stats, pretty good idea. Stats. Loot luck, I'm 22,000, which I would say is pretty good, but I know I can get higher, but that's again not something I'm too worried about at this point. I think that's enough for now. Dark Magic's least crit chance says 5.7 there, but it's actually spell crit chance 36.5, which I think is more than enough. I could do a little bit higher, but stats maxed out, lots of stuff. I've got, it's probably better to show you on the map. Overworld, where are they? So I haven't got all the I've got all the marbles? Yeah, I've got the marbles. Where can I check the marbles again? Oh, it's journal. Okay, so I've got the shine buffs. I've got all the challenge buffs except for all the dice. So I've got the plus strength, plus dexterity. So I put in a lot of work. Done all the side quests. What have I got left to do in the game? DLC, which, yeah, I've run through them once. Again, they're just Chaos Chambers, but with a different boss. I've done so many Chaos Chambers. To get to 31, done a few. So do I enjoy the journey? I think is the point here. It's not about the destination. Or is it? I'll discuss that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed spamming spells. That's the best way to sum up my experience. Since I focused on magic, I got a different experience to the previous Borderlands games. So I'm not just saying, oh, it's just another Borderlands. No. With the magic, it is different. And I enjoy the magic. I don't like focusing on the weapons, although they still really are important. So sometimes I'll just, spam and just shoot. And then I'll put the best spell in the game, the Buffmaster. I put that on my R1, and so I'm pressing R1 using the Buffmaster, and then I'm shooting and casting spells at the same time. And then it's just me having different elements. So again, you have your shock versus shields, flame versus flesh, acid versus armor. Is it acid or poison? Poison versus armor. And you have frost, which is okay against everything. Generally okay. But then again, everyone loves these SMGs that shoot multiple bullets. But I don't know, they're alright. Chaos 31, everything seems like crap. I could go into the thing, but I don't want to. Am I being coherent? The game is good. It's different from previous Borderlands games. Gameplay, you'll recognise, be familiar, but the magic does mix it up. Anything else that mixes it up. You got amulets. Amulets? Are they called amulets? Oh yeah, amulets and rings. Again, I could have better rings. I just focused on getting spell damage, really. Spell radius and crit chance and stuff's good. Crit damage is good. Spell shot power and all damage dealt there. So probably my favourite thing I've got on is this, which is, it's not the best you can get, obviously, because it's not volatile or ascended, the final rank, but it's regenerates health and has all damage dealt plus some special power and great power and good, reasonable abilities. So I really like that regenerate health. That really helps. So the main mechanism for regenerating health as a spellweaver, because you have, where is it? There's a skill I got. Oh, there we go. Yeah, water restore, cooldown. No, it's this one here. So I don't automatically recharge shield. And what happens is I regenerate shield and all health, really, by doing spells. So my spamming of spells with my really fast, with my cooldown being as good as it is, I can keep myself alive. So to keep my staying alive, constantly spells. So it's kind of this loop. I do spells, I get health back. I do damage. And I've got the kill skill of the... Oh, there's probably no point talking about it, but it's fine. The Gradeborn, I've got that kill skill. So it triggers all the kill skills whenever I activate my spells. So every time I'm shooting spells, I'm activating my kill skills, I got them up. So that's kind of the loop that I'm going for, which, isn't the optimum. You could do max damage and then you're shooting spells that I really don't like. I really love spells that you just tap it. I hate the ones where you have to hold it down. So the Thread of Fate is as much as I can bear. It's, again, I played the whole game just trying to get spells that shoot fast. I don't want any of this holding down. I don't want to be running around there shooting and then suddenly I'm not shooting, I'm waiting for a spell to load. I'll show you what I mean. I'll put one in the... it's a good spell. Yeah, that's my best one really, isn't it? So yeah, Thread the Fate, again, good example. So like I'm holding this down, and I'm like spamming this. It does track to bosses and stuff, but it's, I don't know. I don't think it's that good. I really like, probably the most fun thing I've done, where are we? So all these different spells have different, well, the ways in which they work. So the most important thing is the detail at the bottom, where it says fire and forget, that's simple cast, that's just tap. So that's, if you're getting the game, or you're considering getting the game, I'd say focus on simple cast, because it's the most enjoyable. You just spamming all this stuff. And then I'll show you, yeah. So then you have a repeating cast, which again is really, that's pretty good too, but again you are holding down. So you're just spamming and then repeating cast. You're holding down and it's hitting. So that's tolerable because at least it's hitting a target and you can just keep repeating. So another one example here, shooting spikes. Now these are all really good damage and you say they're probably better damage than what I'm using, but they've got longer cooldowns. All the stats, you always got to keep an eye on your spell crit chance, spell crit damage, all that sort of stuff. Spell radius doesn't matter. And the cooldown, so some of them have a plus on the cooldown, so it takes longer, and then some of them have less, and it's better. And it does depend on what you enjoy. I think if I was telling someone, which I probably am, telling someone how to enjoy the game, it would be focus on simple cast, maybe repeating cast if you really want to just focus, or situational. There we go. Where are we? And there we go. Take an arc torrent. And probably just, yeah. Okay. So I've got the, this is one of my favorite spells in multiple of these because it's like the unlimited power, Sith Lord. Once you beat the game, I'm going too far away. It looks good. Colors are good. Characters are fine. Bearable. The arc, I suppose, is okay of the story. It's nothing amazing, but this is before Borderlands 2. Yeah, before Borderlands 2. Or is it? Oh no, I think it's before Borderlands 2. Is it as good as Borderlands 2?
Dear Ectobert Swazowski, I am writing you once again to say we are not interested.
Blah 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 blah. Is it as good as Borderlands 2? No. Is it as good as Borderlands 3? Probably not. Its story's better, which, you know, again, everyone can say that because it just makes sense. You're like, Borderlands 3 story wasn't so good. It just flowed and it was weird. I didn't feel good at the end. Like, I didn't enjoy how it developed the story. I still enjoyed the gameplay. I thought the gameplay was really good. So I'll say that. And I did, when I played Borderlands 3, I made one of each character. So I played through the game simultaneously with 4 different characters. So I tried out everything, all the classes, all the abilities, did all that. And then I eventually pushed, you know, up the levels. But I didn't, once I got them all to 50, and then some of them to 53 when they got an update later on, and then 55, etc. I didn't want to play the story again. I've done it 4 times, that was enough. So if by that comparison, 4 times is enough on Borderlands 3, and I played through Borderlands 2 story probably maybe 15 or 16 times. So it's kind of like, that's the kind of mark we're measuring against. And so for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, I'll never play through the story again. Yeah, I'll never play through the story again. And I barely play the game anymore. It's kind of, I'm so far in the Chaos Chamber, but I'm sick of it. Sick of it. The pain. What's the purpose? I know there's raid bosses in the thing, but if you could just trigger the raid bosses without having to go into the Chaos Chamber, if they were a separate thing, if that's what you add in DLC, straight to the boss, and then, but does multiplayer matchmaking, everyone jumps in straight to the boss. I think that would be good. It's like, are they copying the Destiny 2 model? And it's not. It just doesn't feel like it because you've just got rooms. You know, you're just teleporting room to room into Chaos Chamber, room to A to B to C to D. Go to the boss. You know, beat the boss. Go to your loot bunnies. Get the same stuff, the same loot from the loot bunnies. It's really, really annoying. My character looks cool. Customization was alright. I mean, you know, we get a helmet on. Well, you don't have to have an helmet on, but it's really not a lot. I don't worry about it because your character doesn't have any say, really. They're just spoken to the whole time. You don't have any dialogue choices. It's kind of like, oh, that's strong. Try and get a thumbnail here. I'm sighing. That's a bad sign. Okay. Meaty. So it's not as good as previous Borderlands titles, but it's unique in its own way because it has the magic. The magic I really enjoyed, I focused on, built the whole experience around, determined to enjoy the magic. I did get the, oof, that looks good. I did get the expensive version, so I don't want to, sugarcoat it. I did get the one where I get all the DLC, and it's really, was it worth the money? Probably not. No, the DLC is not like other DLCs. If I knew going in how how average the DLC would be, would I have reconsidered? Yeah, I would have just bought the base game. I wouldn't have worried about the DLC. I can't recommend buying the DLC. I can't. Yeah, that's a simple thing there, isn't it? So, but I didn't play DLC, ugh, in, I'll just leave it there. Trophies. Oh, no, I won't do that.
And it's far too flammable. We're sticking with seaborne vessels. The ocean's not going anywhere. Besides, I can't be seen favoring you. Not after that incredible.
It doesn't have. It copies D&D, but it doesn't have the real interaction of D&D, really. I mean, it's just the same old Borderlands interaction. So they could have had much more mechanics. I think like this is where they failed. Is they want to make it you feel like you're playing D&D, but they didn't have any dice rolls mid battle. You know, any sort of stuff to shake up the whole game. I mean, you have modifiers in the Chaos Chamber, but they needed those through the whole game. The whole game needed modifiers. The whole game needed to have random things happen. The game master randomly rolls, suddenly it's raining fire, and it actually affects you. You know, things actually happen that affect you in a way that actually affects the combat. Not, oh, they drained the water that because of whatever, A, B, C. It's, I mean, like, mid-combat, things happening actually affect you. You have a say in it. You can roll for certain modifiers to come in as a, you know, not something too drastic because, you know, it's still game development, it's still bloody hard. But I feel like it's got a really good game, lots of potential. DLC let it down, but they wanted to release something, so you can't blame them for wanting to put out something. So they did add content. So it's like, do you want a big edition, or do you want that, you know, that's months and months later and the game's already dead, or do you want little things to keep people alive, or are they strong enough? Was the Chaos Chamber strong enough? Is it enjoyable enough? And you go, yeah, you're in the game. It's Borderlands. It's still enjoyable. Still shooting things. You're still killing things. The basics are there. They're added magic. Still refining the concepts. Will they be better served per Borderlands 4 or whatever they're going to call it by having made this game? It's on the new consoles. They got a chance to try it. But new hardware. PC is PC. I'm on console, if that wasn't already obvious. So this is a console review. I mean, I've never had any performance issues. I haven't played online, so I don't play online with Borderlands just because I played Borderlands online on Borderlands 1, and people gave me weapons that were, you know, 9,999,000 damage, and you just one-shot everything through the game. So I've had those sort of lessened my experience, and Borderlands 2 was better, but still a bit laggy. And Borderlands 3, so laggy on release on my multiplayer. I'm sure they improved it, but it just put me off. I was put off. I'm not big on the online. I do play with one relative, and I play split screen back in the old days. Back in Borderlands 2, I played split screen. So, yeah, I played a lot of that. And again, 86 hours of this. And it's going up to 87. I can't criticize anyone for saying it's an average Borderlands game. I've said it's great. I think it has greatness somewhere, but its replayability is not there. Chaos Chamber drained me of all of my zest, and the weapon drop system is just so cruel. It's so cruel. But your drop rates, they're just... See, look at that. Chaotic drop chance is 24%. 24.39. At Chaos level 31. Just for Chaotic. And Chaotic's just the next thing. I mean, and Volatile is 14. And then I've got none for Primordial and Ascendant because I'm not high enough Chaos level. They should have had really some flat percentages for one, but it should have been 1% per Ascendant from Chaos level 1. And then it should have been, you know, 10% for Chaotic Gear at 1, and then they should have been much more generous. I don't understand the logic. The whole game is about loot and killing freaking random enemies. Do you need to hold the loot back? What is the point? What is the point in a game that's all about loot? What is the point in not allowing people to get better loot? Holding it back so they have to grind and 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 grind, and they've still got crap weapons. It's like, I just cannot. It's stupid. Give people good weapons. Then they have fun. The game is hard if you don't have the best weapons. I'm stuck. Okay, I was level 31. That boss battle killed me. Sucked away all my enthusiasm. I'm not the only one. Son of the Witch absolutely is a really tough, annoying boss. Had I beaten it, would I have kept grinding up the Chaos Chambers? Maybe. Maybe I would have got to 50. But then what? It's another reason I didn't play multiplayer. I thought I need to be at certain Chaos Chamber level, and then I'll play Chaos Chamber with other people. But then they kept raising it, and I'm like, I don't want to play with other people. And I'm only up to 31, and then they want to do like 50, and I'll be like, oh, I can't do that. I'm not up to that yet. I don't want to hold them back. They're really they're mucked up. It's just needed to make those raid bosses from the Chaos Chamber accessible from some of the other statues in the Chaos Chamber. You could just go up to the statue and then go straight to the raid boss. You don't even need to have the bunnies at the end if you don't want to. You could just have it just be the raid boss and the raid boss loot. And all the bosses could have had all of those statues in the Chaos Chamber could have teleported straight to the bosses, and you could just battle them. That would have been something new, something innovative. Innovative, barely innovative. Innovative. How about I rate the game? I think I'm going to still. I've still played a lot of it. Any game that I've played more than 50 hours of, I can't. I'd be begrudgingly saying anything less than 7. So it's got to be 7 or an 8. So, you know, it was at an 8. Finished the story, a couple Chaos Chambers, got into the Chaos Chamber grind, then got to Son of the Witch, Chaos Chamber 31, dropped down, so it's a 7. So I'd give it a 7 out of 10. So it's above average game in my mind. Other people think it's average. Maybe there's not many people playing it anymore. I'm not playing it much anymore. So, you vote with your digits, press the buttons you want, and respond accordingly. Yeah, after I finish this little crap review, average review, um, probably won't play the game again. But I don't want to delete it off the thing. I'm waiting. I'm still hopeful that they'll come up with a DLC that's like a whole area, like it's the Tanglevine or. But even then, what chaos level they play it on? 31? It's a pain in the ass playing on 31. I'll try to drop it down, maybe like 10 or something. Probably still get killed. I don't know. I don't want to drop down the chaos chamber, chaos level. I just. See, it's still 3 point. That's garbage. I don't know. I don't know. I sound burnt out because I'm burnt out. That's that's really it. Burnt out. Games burnt me out. Um, I just want to say one last thing. The overworld is irrelevant once you beat the game. Once you beat the campaign, you never go back to it. Once you found all of the shrines and done all that, you just never walk around it. So you lose that. You lose any reason to return to the overworld. And I get that said, the overworld again could have been much more impactful. So yeah, I mean, there's no reason. I don't feel any reason why I'd walk around the overworld. I've done it all. Cleaned it all up. Yeah, it's just done all the side missions, done all that. Gameplay's nice, standard Borderlands with magic. Colors are good. Music, nah. Forgettable music. Then again, they've never been known for being strong musically. I mean, it's not like Doom when you're in a combat situation, but even then, I don't really worry too much about that. I mean, it depends on the game and how quality it is, but if it isn't, it's forgettable, it's forgettable. There's really not much I can say. Yeah, I should probably end this review. It started to sound depressing. When I do think it's a good game. It's like, it is a good game. Until you get to a certain point. Oh, I don't want to go, no combat. Run away! Yeah, it's really good. Really good first 30 hours, 40 hours. Depending on how long it takes you. Depending on how much time you spend looking for collectibles. I'd say don't even sweat the collectibles. Just play with friends. Everything's better with friends. There's no point even saying it, but if you can play with friends, it'll be alright, but even then, it's just not. It doesn't have the. Doesn't have the charm. Doesn't have the charm. What is it? It had a little charm. Some of the jokes are funny. Oh, I feel like I'm just rambling on.
Faithful minion has arrived.
I spent so much time looking for good loot from the damn machines, because you can get the best loot in the game from the damn vending machines. It's like, why would I waste? I don't even need to kill enemies. Just focus on checking for some volatile gear, some chaotic gear. Alright then. It's a good looking game. I'm just finished with it. And if you want to play it, I do recommend you play it. I mean, you don't have to. It is, again, you can say it's a lesser Borderlands one. I can understand that. I can't begrudge it. It is what it is. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for 50 hours. The last 36 were a bit of a pain in the ass. I'm very forgiving. So I'm happy to say, yeah, 7 out of 10. Shoot those spells! Unlimited power! Spells are good. Alright. They could have had jetpacks. Or like magical flying jetpacks. I think something would have... To mix up the gameplay, I feel like that's where... More than just magic, or maybe just even using magic. Magic is much more flexible, and they didn't use it in a way that really comprehensively changed the game. They had an opportunity, they didn't do it. The little movements. And I can understand with the time, and they, wanted it in between, and whether they're making a new proper big Borderlands is going to have many planets, whether that's a good idea or not. I mean, they could go Elden Ring style, just a open world that isn't so divided up in zones where you can fly on a dragon. I mean, if you could have flied on a dragon in this, I think it would have made it a better game. Yeah, a little bit better. Like, I mean, they can't turn it into freaking WoW. They could have done better. You never. It's. I mean, could they turn it into an MMO? Is that the eventual evolution of all FPS games? They all become Destiny. Destiny. Yeah, they could have all become Destiny. They could do Destiny stuff. They can make it a live service. Alright. No. So the next one, I don't know what... I mean, I hope the next one isn't live service now. DLC planets! Yeah, I don't know where they're going to go next. They'll have the same core mechanics. I just hope this one is so poor with the management of loot. They need to be much more forgiving with the loot and give you better stuff and not so obsessed with the dice rolls. Even with loot like 22,000, I've still got like barely any decent volatile gear. None. I said just a couple of chaotic, but it's like it's just even with so much luck, I still get nothing. All the same legendaries that I've got before. All crappy sniper legendaries. And assault rifles are crap. Only SMGs are good. Shotguns are average. Pistols are alright, depending on the circumstance. SMGs, best thing ever. I just love SMGs. Alright, I shall wrap it up. 7 out of 10. Good for the first 50 hours. I tell you, 50 hours is pretty good though. In modern gaming, that's pretty good. Pretty good value. Don't get the DLC. Don't get the extra large editions. If you're looking to purchase it and you've been waiting and you see it on sale, go the cheapest. Can't in good conscience recommend DLC that is not satisfactory. Maybe they'll add stuff in future, but I'll be gone. I mean, I'm already pretty much gone. It's like it's already the games are pretty much already dead. So yeah, it looks nice though. Okay, that'll do. All right, this has been Frosty 510 and a long rambling, incoherent, burnt out review of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands for PS5. See, PS5. That's yeah. Oh, look at this guy. That'd be nice. All right. Ooh. Peace and chicken grease. See ya.